Let's look at how a marketing ops manager optimizes lead flow ahead of a big integrated campaign in Salesforce compared to HubSpot. In Salesforce, I start in setup and go into flows. I create a new record trigger flow on the lead object so it runs whenever a new lead is created. I set entry criteria, usually status equal open, not contacted, and lead source equal web or whatever the campaign source is. Those conditions determine which leads actually enter the automation. Then I start building the logic. I add a get record step to pull in the user records I need, a decision element to check lead source or other routing conditions, and then an assignment step to set the lead owner. I use update records to commit the change. If I want immediate alerts, I add an email action so the new owner gets notified. Note that email is configured separately outside the flow. And because Salesforce automations span both flow and Apex triggers, debugging usually means bouncing between Flow Builder, debug logs, and the Flow Trigger Explorer to understand what ran. In HubSpot, I go to Automation, then Overview. It functions like a central command center. I can see workflow issues, drafts to finish, workflow performance, enrollment trends, most used actions, and even an AI builder that generates workflows from a prompt. And unlike Salesforce, where automations rely both on Apex and Flow, HubSpot uses a single unified automation tool to power sales, marketing, and service workflows. When I open the Workflow tab, I see all my workflows in one place, with folders, column editing, and saved views to organize everything. For this campaign, I create a contact-based workflow. I choose filter-based enrollment, then set criteria like contact create date is this year, and lifecycle stage is a lead. That lets me isolate new incoming leads that need cleanup before launch. From there, I add actions, updating fields, creating branches, using a split by percentage, or a filter-based branch adding delays, moving contacts between workflows, or updating other properties. Integrated apps like Slack, Zoom, and Google Sheets appear as workflow actions too, allowing me to use an automation tool across the GTM function. Before launch, I run a test contact through the workflow to see exactly where it succeeds or gets stuck. I check performance, action logs, enrollment history, and comments to confirm the flow is clean. HubSpot also services workflow issues, unused workflows, re-enrollment settings, version comparisons, and cleanup recommendations. So orchestrating automation across the GTM function becomes part of ongoing hygiene instead of a last-minute scramble. Thanks for watching. For a closer look, a side-by-side comparison chart sits below this video with the full guide linked at the bottom of the page.